per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, and we are ready to go. Point Loma in the home sea green and yellow, Pepperdine in the road white and navy blues. Here we go, up in the middle. The tip comes up from Caden Anderson and falls to the Sea Lions. We are underway for the 2021-22 men's basketball season. Here is Hugh Baxter, the senior from Melbourne, Australia, transfer from Scotch College, finds the Pac-West Player of the Year, Anderson. Good little stutter step, taking it right at the helm of Kendall Munson. Anderson scores, and Loma's on the board first. Here's the freshman Houston Mallett. I had an opportunity to see him last year. Fantastic 2021 McDonald's All-American, where he was the 20th ranked senior in California out in Orange County. Jadee Smith dumps it into the middle, back to Munson. Prior to the shot, though, a foul is called where Ben Okotin wrapped him up. Okotin went to Westmont College before making his way over to Point Loma. His brother Sam played for Point Loma back from 2012 to 2016. It'll be under the hoop out here for the Waves. Now the trigger man, and lobs it back to Jadee Smith, West Coast Conference Player of the Week back in 2019. At 3 double-doubles that season. That shot misses. Here's Hugh Baxter facilitating it up to Myles Franklin. Franklin out of Brea, California, transfer from Northeastern, where he made an NCAA tournament, gets hacked from behind by Smith, and the Sea Lions will get a pair of free throws coming. If you're unfamiliar with this Point Loma team, they were the 2018-2019 NCAA Division II runner-ups. They had an incredible season. They went 31-5, 20-2 in the Pac-West. They defeated then-ranked 15 UCSD, now a Division I program. First free throw falls here from Myles Franklin. Averaged over 78% from the line in his 3 seasons at Northeastern out in Boston. He tees up another. During that championship run for Point Loma, they lost to the 38-0 Northwest Missouri State in the championship. That was the furthest this team ever got. But man, did they own the Final Four. Offensive foul down low, and the Sea Lions will get it back on the turnover. Bodies collide, and it goes on Smith. And just like that, Smith picks up 2 fouls, and Coach Romar is going to bring in Mike Mitchell Jr., the reigning San Francisco Player of the Year, Bay Area News Group Co-Player of the Year, and a 2-time league MVP out of Archbishop Mini, averaged 15 points per game. Joe's Pepperdine over San Diego State and UCSB. Full court press here for the Waves, trying to bring the intensity back to their favor, but right now Point Loma has done a good job handling things. Here's a right wing push for Franklin, swings it up to Anderson. Good switching by the Waves to force the give up back to Anderson up top. Franklin now. They're trying to force it to Anderson on the shoulder. Here it goes right at Alaji Gassama. Rather, that's Hartfield. Couldn't shut him down, though. Anderson has 4 points, and it's 6-0 Loma. Quickly coming back the Waves on the left block. It's Munson trying to dribble through contact, and that is a travel. 2 turnovers so far on 4 possessions for Pepperdine, and Point Loma has capitalized. This is a Waves team fresh off of a CBI, a college basketball invitational championship. They have had 21 NCAA tournament appearances. They're 8-13 overall, 14 appearances in the NIT or the CBI. They defeated Coastal Carolina back in May for that. Here's a near side tray. Splash! Ben Okotin. 9-0 Point Loma. Timeout Pepperdine. Okotin a season ago, 10 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game, and shot 36% from beyond the arc. We're going to step aside for our first time out here on the broadcast. Back in a moment. You're watching Point Loma men's basketball on the Pac-West Network. Quick timeout for the veteran head coach, Lorenzo Romar. Ken Bowen, his assistant, along with Curtis Allen and Gerald Brown, trying to calm his Waves team down. Here's a step back three for Hartfield. Leaves it wide. A rebound ripped down by Ben Okoton. And here comes Myles Franklin. Franklin has done a good job facilitating right there, though almost got picked off by Mike Mitchell. Three-star prospect. Rated the 10th ranked player in California according to 24/7 Sports a season ago. Of course, if you know anything about Archbishop Mitty, a powerhouse here in the state of California. Here's Anderson. Nice find on the reverse to Hugh Baxter. The senior from Melbourne, Australia, gives Point Loma an 11-0 lead. Here comes Mitchell Jr. on the left block. He stutter steps around the baseline. Pass goes through the hands of Hartfield. It's corralled, though, by Keith Fisher. And that 12-footer air balls. Anderson corrals the rebound. Here come the Sea Lions now. Franklin, and you can hear the sea of green letting Pepperdine know how they feel about that air ball. Left wing three, Okoton, he has one, and now he has two. Oh, me oh my, 14-0 Sea Lions lead. 6 points on 2 threes for the senior from Westview High School. And now Mike Mitchell stops, stutters, free throw line jumper is short. Rebound falls to Okoton. He'll hand it off to Brock McKenzie from Sammamish, Washington. One-time first-team All-Leaguer back in high school. Led the team last season with 75 threes. Here's Baxter. Anderson on the right shoulder, hands it off to Okoton. Takes the right baseline to the high post, and he'll swing it near side. Oh, McKenzie runs into a wall. Back out Okoton. He wants a tray of threes, but he leaves that one short. And now off to the races comes Houston Mallett and the Waves. Left wing. Good suffocating defense by Franklin. Swings it far side to Hartfield. Hartfield stops just inside the free throw line. Too hard on the attempt. Gets his own rebound on the left block. Too soft on the touch. And the ball falls to McKenzie. Not sure what the lid on the basket is providing right now, except for a lack of points for the Waves. Here's a drive by Anderson against contact. Did he travel? No, they're saying he was fouled on the ground. That is the third Pepperdine team foul, and we will step aside for a media timeout. 14-0 with free throws coming when we return. You're watching Point Loma Sea Lion basketball right here on the Pac West Network. Go ahead and cut the break if you can. Back here at Point Loma, the Sea Lions up over the Waves of Pepperdine, 14-0. People call Point Loma sort of the Malibu of San Diego. Both these teams up on mesas. Pepperdine through Lindero Canyon off of Canyon Road, outside of Zuma Beach. Point Loma here in western San Diego. Here's a McKenzie three, way left. Rebound to Hartfield. He'll facilitate it up now. Hartfield, 2 years at Youngstown State, led the Horizon League and steals his second season. Picks up his dribble, swings it to Munson, lobs it into the middle, but a foul is called prior to the outlet pass. So in the series history between these two teams, this is the first time that Pepperdine has ever been down here to Point Loma. And when a team that plays basketball in Malibu and calls their home Malibu, California is in all of the campus, you know that's saying something. Pepperdine owns the series all time, 4 wins, no losses. The closest was a 91-90 victory back in 1972. Here's Hartfield on the right wing. He hands it off to the newly checked-in Majuk Dang. He's the cousin of Luol Dang, the longtime NBA journeyman. Mike Mitchell just turned it over. Here come the Sea Lions now. Majuk Dang, one-time AZ Player of the Year back in high school. 2.6 points per game back in the spring. Here's a fader for Anderson, a little off balance. Rebounded by Keith Fisher Jr. Graduate from Westchester High School, went to Illinois State prior to that. Played at San Jose State. Straightaway 3 for Fisher, banks in, and the banks are open here on a Saturday night on the point. Pepperdine finally on the board. It came 5.5 minutes in. It's 14-3. They were 0 for 7 before that made field goal. Here's Luke Hapt, the freshman from St. Augustine High School. His dad, the head coach there. Hugh Baxter now, high post, back down by Dang, finds a cutting Anderson. He's rejected from behind. Here comes Hartfield on the fast break, but a trio of green jerseys force it back to Mike Mitchell, lobbing it inside. Munson able to lay it in. 5 quick points here for Pepperdine. The lead cut to 9. This is a team with loads of talent and a loaded schedule. They'll open up their season officially at Rice out in Texas on the 9th of November. They have a whole bunch of nationally televised games. That helps when you play in a conference with Gonzaga, the nationally ranked #1 team. Here's a little high post drive for Hopt into the corner. It goes to McKenzie. Step back jumper is good. Brock McKenzie, most outstanding player in the Pac-West Championship back in 2020 when he hit a game-winning 3 versus Biola to win the conference tournament. There's a layup by Fisher on the response. These two teams battling right now. Point Loma turning into a perennial here in D2. Pepperdine has had some very good seasons. A rejection by Hartfield, rebounded by Franklin, back to the near side to McKenzie. McKenzie right at Mitchell, swings it right wing 3, Barnes. Rebounded here and brought up by Hartfield. Fisher tries a 3. Fisher leaves it short. Anderson with the rebound. Fisher at Illinois State averaged 9.5 points per game, 6 rebounds. Wasn't a sufficient 3-point shooter. We'll see Brian Garacki check in at the next whistle. Here's McKenzie. Mitchell suffocating defense, forces the give up to Anderson. And now Hopt, 15 points per game. 3-time Western League, lays it up, lays it in over the outstretched arms of Kendall Munson. That is a good sign for the redshirt freshman, going against a much bigger defender. Munson at 6'4", 190, Hopt at 6'6", but a little bit thinner. Fisher with the offensive rebound. He gets fouled. And I believe it was on the rebound. That'll be the 3rd team foul here for Point Loma. Goes against Hugh Baxter. And that'll be 2 free throws. So prior to Fisher's shot, but they're saying that he went up with it. He was the LA City Section Player of the Year back at Westchester High School. Of course, some notable alums, Trevor Ariza, perhaps the most, but they're a perennial powerhouse up there. Consistently contending with Fairfax. He was the Max Preps California first teamer and the 20th ranked player by ESPN in the state of California. Missed that free throw, but last season shot over 72%. His uncle Woody Salisbury was the 1958 NBA Rookie of the Year. How about that? He played 7 seasons in the National Basketball Association. Fisher cans the second of the 1-1, and it's 18-8. 8 minutes have come and gone, and Coach Logie in his 3rd season coaching against a familiar rival. Coach Logie, before coming to Point Loma, was at Whitman College up in Spokane, Washington, where he was the winningest coach in Division III. Fisher with the tip away right to Coach Logie. And that will be a media timeout. We're going to keep it here for the media timeout. Coach Lenz or Lamar on the other side. I talked about how they both are familiar. Was at the University of Washington as the head coach. At the same time, Coach Logie was up at Whitman. Of course, Lamar won the national championship as an assistant coach back in 1995 with UCLA. He sports that championship ring. Boy, is it beautiful, let me tell you. During the timeout, gives us an opportunity to pay some bills. Folks, PLNU would like to thank Bartell Hotels, a loyal partner of PLNU Athletics. Properties include the Island Palms Resort, Humphreys Half Moon Inn, Holiday Inn Bayside, the Best Western Hotel Circle, and more. The next time you or your friends and family are visiting San Diego, check out bartellhotels.com/PLNU to book your discounted rate. We also want to thank Dunkin' Donuts, a loyal PLNU athletic partner. Be sure to visit Dunkin' Donuts on Rosecrans. And remember, America and your play-by-play broadcaster, Jonathan Rifkin, run on Dunkin'. Here's a stats update for you. So far, Point Loma shooting 53%, 7 for 13 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3 at 40%. The defense has done a great job along the perimeter. Only 1 3 on 4 tries for Pepperdine. Their 3 for 11 is good for 27%. They're led in points by Jadee Smith, as well as Kendall Munson. Pepperdine does have a second chance point, but Point Loma has 2 bench points. And that is your stats update here as we resume action. Point Loma up 18-8, under 12 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Ben Okotin on the near side, ready to inbound it. Brian Garacki checked in for his first minutes, and Luke Hops will facilitate it up. Anderson out there as well to his right. Into the corner, Garacki. Redshirt freshman from Monroe, Oregon, played at Churchill. A Lancer, I saw him in high school when I was at the University of Oregon. It's cool to see him down here at the point, and he scores his first points of his collegiate career. Here's Hartfield, left wing Dang now. Looking for the baseline, it's cut off by Okotin. Ball swung to Mallet now. Rather, that is Mike Mitchell. He goes high post to Carson Basham. The 6'10 freshman turns it over in his first ever touch in his college career. Luke Hops goes behind the back, near side 3. McKenzie rattles out. Anderson couldn't secure the rebound. And here comes Mitchell now turning up the heat. Mitchell left baseline, the lob. And it's stripped away. Back-to-back turnovers for Basham. Here comes the counter for McKenzie. He gets bumped, no call. Rebound, though, comes away here to Fisher and the Waves. Mitchell into the corner. Dang tries a 3. Airballed it long. Ball ping-ponged around. It's thrown out of play. And it should be confirmed to the Sea Lions. And there it is. Pepperdine a little disoriented right now. They're playing a little bit quicker than I think Coach Lamar would like. He's a very cerebral coach. And right now we have a Sea Lion down on the court. And as they check on Caden Anderson, we will step aside for an injury timeout. You're watching Point Loma men's basketball on the Pac West Network. Sea Lions lead 20-8, 10:43 to play here in the half. Boy, we hope Caden's okay. So Caden Anderson, the star player here, the Pac West preseason player of the year, and a big asset to Coach Loki. Able to walk off the court under his own power. We sure hope he's okay. Hugh Baxter checks in his place. Here comes Luke Hopt out of the timeout. Right pocket three from Garacki is short. And Garacki will foul Hartfield in the backfield. Point Loma officially begins their season on the 12th of November against Stanislaus State at Fresno Pacific. They'll take on Cal State East Bay in a home and home thereafter before hitting the road up north to Cal State San Marcos. Here's Houston Mallett on the left wing. Goes to Majuk Dang and back up top to Braun Hartfield. Hartfield, right dribble drive penetration. Goes behind the back end, a beautiful lefty flip to give his team the 10th point here of the first half. They trail 20-10. And Hartfield is finally on the board after going 0 for 4. Hopped on the right wing. His dad, Mike, played at USD for 4 years before joining the coaching ranks. He's one of the best coaches in San Diego at St. Augustine High School. Step back three, Garacki elevated and in. How about the Monroe, Oregon native sinking it in the face of Keith Fisher? Wow. This Point Loma team will not back down to anybody. And Garacki proved that on that shot. Here's Mallett. He goes right shoulder to Fisher. Hartfield tries to answer, but it's back iron. How about Fisher with the rebound? Hits the deck. He throws the ball away, and the Sea Lions will get it back. Fisher, though, a little slow to get up. A really fantastic player for the Waves, and we're going to see a reemergence here of Kendall Munson. Brian Garacki has 7 points. That leads all scorers. Benacoten with 6. 3 rebounds and 4 points for Caden Anderson, who just went out as he gets looked at on the trainer's table. 4 points for Keith Fisher, the third. 4 points for Braun Hartfield lead the Waves. They only have 11 team rebounds. Here's a high post opportunity for Hopt. Gets it back from the give and go to Baxter. Garacki all the way to the paint and the foul. Brian Garacki put the team on his back in his first ever collegiate game. Was an OSAA #1 player. That is the #1 player in the state of Oregon. If you know anything about Oregon hoops, guys like Kevin Love and Kevin Singleton, Terrence and Tyson Ross, most notably now Peyton Pritchard for the Boston Celtics, all come from the Oregon State high school ranks, and now Brian Garacki showing you why he was #1 in the state by the Prep Hoops team. As they check the time on the foul, 25-10, the Sea Lions lead. They're just trying to double check to make sure that the foul was associated with the correct time that's on the board. And during this time, we have an opportunity to thank Sports Clips. Sports Clips is a proud partner of PLNU Athletics. Be sure to visit their location on West Point Loma Boulevard or any other local San Diego location with your PLNU ID. Receive 20% off any haircut. I'm due for a haircut. Maybe I'll head up Sports Clips. Thank you to Sports Clips and all of our PLNU Athletic sponsors. All right, the tidings have been figured out. 25-10 the score remains, and Brian Garacki camped out at the free throw line ready to go. Also played football for the Churchill Lancers. He was a 2-time All-State first-teamer. Hits the and one. It's 26-10, the largest lead of the evening for Point Loma. Here's Houston Mallett. His father, Wesley, the athletic director at UC Riverside, swings it up to Carson Basham. Near side, Hartfield almost had it taken away by Hopt, but corrals it. Now Basham. Left wing three by Dang. He airballed the last one, leaves that one long. He's basically a slingshot with the way he shoots. Hartfield with 2 dribbles into the paint. That one's long. Ball bounces back to him. Fisher tees up a straightaway 3 and sinks it. Keith Fisher the third. picking up his 9th point of the evening. That leads everybody and cuts the lead here to 13. Here's Myles Franklin up top with a high screen. Looks like a 3-2 zone. He'll step in, try a long three. It's short. And here comes Mallett on the counter. By the way, Trey Anderson, the redshirt freshman and a transfer, is in here. His dad, Garrett Anderson, the longtime Angels outfielder. Growing up, one of my friend's dogs was named Garrett after his father, Garrett Anderson. Fun fact. Corner three for Anderson is in. A tray for Trey. 29-13 Point Loma. Had a career high in high school against the powerhouse Mater Dei. He played Orange Lutheran. Foul right there by Luke Hopp. They're saying he reached in on the attempt on Houston Mallett. And we have a media timeout. 29-13. The 24th ranked team in Division II, Point Loma, as we see that three once again. Look at the elevation. Look at the beauty on the shot by Trey Anderson. This guy's got a bright future. He redshirted last season. Coach Logie is very high on him, and we'll step aside for a timeout. You're watching Sea Lions basketball on the Pac West Network. Back here inside Golden Gymnasium, built back in 1972, holds 17,000 fans, and you will seldom find a seat open here tonight. Over 1,000 seats have been sold, more fans trickling in, and as the score updates hit the social media sphere, I have a feeling the final 300 or so seats may end up going. 29-13, the Sea Lions lead the Waves in an exhibition matchup to kick off the 2021-2022 campaign. And out of the timeout, it'll be Jadee Smith to inbound here to Houston Mallett, getting Pepperdine back on the offensive side of things. On the near side, he swings it. Hartfield back up top. Smith picked up by Anderson. Left wing three by Mallett, way off. How about the offensive rebound by Fisher? He has three of them now. Hartfield dumps it high post, looking for Basham. Basham, the tallest player out there. Not enough on the touch, though. 6'10", 240 pounds. He's built like a tight end. And the Sea Lions come back against that 3-2 zone defense. In the corner, Anderson breaks the ankles. Right shoulder jumper, though, is about 4 feet short. I think that he wanted the fame and the glory. Here comes Smith. Smith runs into a wall. They're going to count that and the foul. And yeah, they're going to wave off the basket. That's a good call. Still a really nice drive by Smith. Didn't like the way the crowd responded to him hitting the deck on the Trey Anderson try. For Point Loma, now 16 fouls, one away from the bonus. Only 4 for Pepperdine with 6:45 to play here in the half. Here's Smith up top. Hartfield lobs it left shoulder. Basham goes near side to Fisher. Fisher steps into a three and drills it. Keith Fisher III, as advertised. The famous Al Epstein, the play-by-play voice for Pepperdine, told me, and I quote, "This dude is a beast." And if Mr. Epstein is saying it, by golly, it's true. And so far, that's been the case. Here's Garacki looking to answer. Hits the cycle, but spins out. 29-16 remains our score. Here comes Mallett, left wing now, Hartfield. Up top for three, Fisher wants another one. Leaves it a tad short. How about the rebound by Trey Anderson? He and Houston Mallett matched up back in their high school campaigns, both from Newport. Mallett went to Pacific Christian. Anderson went to Orange Lutheran. Here's Hopped, high post, stops, tried to swing it out on the near side. It's picked off, and now a one-on-one for Mallett. Spinning his way into the lane, finds some space, finds the glass in the bottom of the net. Nice drive right there by Houston Mallett. Pepperdine mounting a run now. 29-18 the score. Mallett, his first points now. He's 1 for 2. And a miscommunication right there by Myles Franklin will give Pepperdine the ball. We'll get a few subs coming in as well. Kendall Munson will check back in. And Point Loma will call timeout as Brock McKenzie also re-entered. 5:22 to play here. First half, 29-19. The Sea Lions lead the Waves. We'll step aside for a timeout. You're watching Point Loma men's basketball on the Pac West Network. Quick timeout here for Coach Logie as we welcome you back. Jonathan Rifkin on the call. Special thanks to Sierra running the numbers and the keys in our production suite, and to all of you, no matter how you're watching or where you're watching, all of us here at Point Loma and the Pac West Network appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday evening plans. Braun Hartfield just left a 3 long. Rebound tracked down by the Sea Lions, looking to stifle a 6-0 run by the Pepperdine Waves. McKenzie. Right corner, 3, Okoton, a little too long, had 2 threes in the opening 5 minutes of action. Mallett now on the response. 2-3 zone defense for Point Loma. Rejection down low, Munson gets the offensive rebound, gets blocked again, but the whistle is blown. Brian Garacki challenging Kendall Munson. Got the block the first time, got the foul the second time. McKenzie 6'2", 185. Munson 6'4", 190. 7-team foul now puts the Sea Lions into the bonus. And here comes Kendall Munson at the line from Seattle, Washington. Went to Garfield High School where former NBA superstar and Portland Trailblazer Brandon Roy served as his head coach. Had a career-high 16 points a season ago against UCSB. Averaged 4.2 points per game in 11.5 minutes. Can't hit the back end. Rebound ripped down here by Hugh Baxter, the Aussie. And now a little half-court pressure applied by Houston Mallett as Franklin will look for some space. High shoulder now. Baxter in possession. Back to Franklin. Takes a step inside the arc. That is a tough pass. Lucky for the Sea Lions, it was hit away by Keith Fisher III, and they'll get a side out. So far, 12 points for Keith Fisher, lead all scorers. 10 points for Brian Garacki, lead the Sea Lions. A rejection down low by Jadee Smith on the offensive rebound. They're going to say that Ben Okoton actually stepped out of play. And Pepperdine will benefit from a miscue here. Point Loma's done a pretty good job limiting turnovers. That's just their third. They do have 13 bench points. Pepperdine has yet to break out of the goose egg in that column. Here's Mitchell Jr. back up top to Fisher. Fisher one dribble inside the paint, draws contact. Can't hit it, but he'll go to the line for a free throw or two. And it's going to go against Hugh Baxter. And under the 4-minute mark means a media timeout. We'll keep it here, though. Folks, be sure to follow Point Loma Athletics on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at PLNU Lines to get all the latest news and information for all 11 Point Loma teams. Also, I have a question for you all. Are you interested in sports as a career? I mean, why wouldn't you be? Look how great this is, right? Whatever skills or passions you have, the odds are there is a way to do it within the sports world. Point Loma offers a Master's of Science in Sports Management. For more information, visit the program website at pointloma.edu. Point Loma currently shooting 44% from the field, 11 for 25, 4 for 12, good for 33.3% from beyond the arc. They've hit all 3 of their free throws. Pepperdine on the other side, 7 for 24 at 29% on their field goals, but 3 for 11 for threes. Both these teams jacking up threes. Half of Point Loma's field goal attempts have been from beyond the arc, just over half for Pepperdine. They're 2 for 4 from the line as well. We have yet to see Caden Anderson re-emerge here. He is on the bench. That is a good sign. Of course, the Pac West preseason player of the year, reigning Pac West player tournament player of the year, rather. Point Loma's biggest lead was 16 points. They opened up the game on a 14-0 scoring run. At the 5:22 mark, though, Pepperdine went on a 6-0 scoring run to cut the lead. And now it's been teetering between 9 and 11 for the last 2 or so minutes. PLNU with 6 turnovers, Pepperdine with 2. They do have 4 second chance points. Point Loma with none, but they do have a 13-0 bench point advantage. Here's Fisher the third, swishing his opening free throw out of the timeout to cut the lead to 9. Picking up point number 13 for him. He has been a force here for the Waves. Tees up the second one, cans it, no problem. He's now 4 for 6, rather 3 for 4 from the line, 4 for 6 from the field. Here's the newly checked in Kobe Barnes, the Fresno, California freshman, went to Buchanan High School. Up top to Franklin, offensive foul will be called inside as he runs over Houston Mallett. See the energy from Mallett right there. These Waves looking like a completely different team than in the opening 10 or so minutes. They've slowed the pace of play down. They've gone into their offensive sets. They're feeding the rock to their leading man, Keith Fisher III, who has been all over the offensive glass as well. Trying to mount a comeback here that was 116 points. Here's Smith into the corner. Mitchell tries to find the baseline. He's forced back out to Munson. Munson finds a cutting Smith. A beautiful reverse falls. And it's a 6-point game now. Here's Franklin. Tough to do a pick and roll against the zone defense. He'll dump it off to Barnes. 6'4", 200 pounds. Matched up against Jadee Smith, the 6'4", 185-pound redshirt senior. Barnes penetrates, loses space, kicks it back out with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Okoton into the corner. He finds McKenzie. Hoists a 3. It's off back iron. Good rebound, though, by Okoton to track that one down. Barnes penetrates, Barnes flips it up, Barnes flips it in, and the Sea Lions lead by 8. Barnes on the board for his first time in his collegiate career. Nice penetration, here comes Mallett turning on the Jets, beating everybody to the spot and laying it in. Houston Mallett with a great land. Franklin thought about a 3, instead gives it up to Okoton, who gets drilled to the court. Keith Fisher III will be tallied with that foul. That's his first foul, but just the 15th foul for the Pepperdine Waves, which means that they have 2 to spare before hitting the bonus. And the Sea Lions will have a side out here for Brock McKenzie. Arson Basham will check back in. Keith Fisher III will take a seat. Ron Hartfield will also come in and relieve Mike Mitchell. The Sea Lions have Luke Hopt and Brian Garacki checking back in for Kobe Barnes and Ben Okoton. 2.5 remaining here in the first half, 31-25. The Sea Lions have led the entire way. But the Waves mounting a comeback right now. Point Loma trying to stifle it into the corner. Hop, southpaw 3, yes. Good looking three right there for Hopt. Lead back up to 9. An answer here for Mallett, in and out. Quick trigger right there for Houston. Here comes McKenzie back up top to Hop. He's penetrating it along the baseline, finds some space, flips it up and in. The lead back up to double digits. It was just a 7-point lead. And in 2 possessions, that has all but changed. Into the middle, Basham with his first points after going 0 for 3 in his opening touches. And the Sea Lions trying to slow the pace of play down through the final $140 here in the first half. Franklin facing a double team, flips it near side for 3. McKenzie, yes! Brock McKenzie in the face of Braun Hartfield. Sea Lions up by 12. Back out, here comes Munson, hands it off for 3. No, Smith will try to give it back, but Franklin swipes it away. Franklin down the far baseline, loses space, but swings it near side now. Here's Pierce Davis taking it to the rack. He's rejected from behind by Basham. Davis, the freshman from Sacramento, a steal in the front court, though. Will bring it back for McKenzie, splitting the double team. McKenzie tried to dump it off to nobody in particular. Mallett on the ground. And they're going to call a jump, but the possession arrow favors Pepperdine, so the Waves will get the ball back. Hopt was trying to call a timeout, but it's hard when you weren't the player originally in possession of the basketball. And so Pepperdine benefits. The possession arrow will flip, though, back to the Point Loma Sea Lions. And we just saw re-emergence here for Keith Fisher. Here's Mallett. On the left shoulder, Kendall Munson got hacked by Pierce Davis, went to the College Prep Academy of Sacramento. 6'9", 215. Just a freshman. This Point Loma team, a really solid mix of veterans and youth. They return all 5 starters from the season ago, but have 6 new faces. Pepperdine, pretty similar story. They return 2 starters. They have 6 newcomers and 2 transfers. There's a bank from the free throw line for Munson. You can tell that guy's been hitting the weight room the way that he released that ball. And it's 39-28. Mike Mitchell getting ready to check in as Munson tees up another 2-time all-first team leaguer back in high school. Also played at Capital Christian in Sacramento as a freshman before transferring up to Garfield High School in Seattle. Here's Hopt on the counter. Hopt able to get the feed back out for 3. It's Garacki. He leaves it short. Ball bounces around. Hop with the rebound. Hop flips it up. He can't find the bottom of the net, but it'll go to the line for 2. The activity of Luke Hopt. Had the opportunity to see this kid at St. Augustine last spring, and all he's done is continue to elevate his game. He used to really just be a perimeter guy, but he has found his rhythm all the way into the paint. That foul goes against Braun Hartfield, his first, the 6th team foul. 1 foul to give here for the Waves, but 29.5 to play here in the half. These are big free throws for Luke Hopt. In and out on the first attempt. See the stats right there, 5 points. Has that corner pocket 3 as well. Kobe Barnes, the freshman, coming back in here for Point Loma. And J.D. Smith back in here for the Waves. Hopt with another attempt. This one he sinks. No shot clock here for the Waves. Mike Mitchell will work it to J.D. Smith. And the crowd wants defense with 15 seconds to go in the half. Here's Fisher. Hartfield hands it off to Smith. Smith, left baseline, loses it, and it goes over to Point Loma with 5 seconds remaining here in the half. And quickly, Myles Franklin will check back in with Brock McKenzie to provide some offense, as well as Brian Garacki. So the Sea Lions, with all the momentum right now, looking to capitalize as we hit the half. And the Churchill native from Oregon ready to go on the inbounds. Quickly to Hopt with 3 seconds to go. Hopt with 2. Hopt with 1. Flips it up and hits it at the buzzer. Luke Hopt caps off an incredible first half with a buzzer-beating lay-in, and the Sea Lions lead 42-28 at the half. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have a good one at the point here on the Pac West Network. We will step aside for a halftime intermission. Back with you in about 12 or so minutes. When we return, we'll get you some stats as well as the second half of play. Pepperdine taking on the 24th ranked team in the nation in Division II, Point Loma. But it's all Sea Lions here in the first half. They lead by 14. Back for more in the second half when we return. Jonathan Rifkin on the call. Couldn't be more delighted. Hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. You're watching Point Loma men's basketball on the Pac West Network. Well, halftime is about 2 minutes away from wrapping up as we welcome you back inside Golden Gym. The battle for the beach has 20 minutes in the history books, and it shows a 42-28 lead for the Point Loma Sea Lions, the 24th ranked team in the NCAA Division II national rankings. Pepperdine out of the West Coast Conference in D1 has a loaded schedule. They'll be at the 13th ranked University of Oregon up in Eugene on the 21st of December. They also have big games against Nevada and UCSB. They play TCU down in San Juan Capistrano. They'll be at Gonzaga in the third West Coast Conference game. That's on the 8th of January. They'll host Gonzaga on ESPN on the 3rd of February. And then they will also have BYU twice. The final game of the season's in Provo on ESPN. This is a Pepperdine team that has a loaded schedule, and they need to find a way to right the train here in the final 20 minutes. Point Loma, they have a loaded schedule too. The Pac West is no slouch to basketball. They were picked to finish first in the conference. And right now, they're showing everybody why. Caden Anderson, we have been told, will at least not play from the onset of the second half. So the Pac West preseason player of the year, looks like his evening is done. This is an exhibition game. There's no reason for Coach Logie to test him, even if he can play. That was a scary fall he took. He was able to get up under his own power. It was good to see. No reason to risk it as the season officially kicks off on the 12th against Stanislaus State at Fresno Pacific University. Here are some stats for you as we get ready for the second half of action. Keith Fisher leads everybody with 14 points, 10 for Brian Garacki on the Sea Lion side. Luke Haft with 8. 8 rebounds for Fisher to go along with those 14 points. 3 on the offensive side. Braun Hartfield checks in with 6 rebounds and 2 points. 2 assists for Mike Mitchell Jr. lead the way for Pepperdine. 3 assists for Luke Haupt. And 3 assists for Myles Franklin lead the way here for Point Loma. Here's a lineup reset as we are ready to go. It'll be Luke Haupt, Hugh Baxter, Brock McKenzie, Ben Okoton, and Myles Franklin in for the Sea Lions. And there is a ball batted away by Kendall Munson, who checks in here to start with Keith Fisher III, Jadiz Smith, Braun Hartfield, and Houston Mallett. A couple of Sea Lions collide here on the inbound pass, but McKenzie will bring it on the near side to Franklin. A double team awaits and picks up his dribble, swings it back out to Okoton. He had 2 threes to open up the first half. Well, with 9 on the shot clock, he has to find a way to work quickly. Okoton locked up by Smith. Okoton penetration, right shoulder with 3, has to hoist one up. It goes in and out. Fisher, though, on the rebound, draws a whistle. Is that going to be a Pepperdine foul? It will. It goes against Kendall Munson. That's his first foul here. And the Sea Lions benefit from a break. That shot clock was winding down, and it was a great job to stick with it and draw some contact here as Myles Franklin is the gunner. Into the corner he goes. Garacki with a floater. He drills it. And actually, that's Okoton. My mistake. The Westview Wolverine back on the board here with his 6th point of the evening. Sea Lions up 44-28, matching their largest lead here of the game, 16. Mallett into the corner. Fisher wants a 3. Can't get it. Haupt is there to corral the rebound. Quickly off to the races goes McKenzie. And now left wing 3, Okoton. A little short. You could see Point Loma trying to force the issue offensively early. Coach Logie okay with these early sets and early shot clock threes. Wide open, Smith for 3, too hard. And how about the rebound? Power down by Okoton and corralled here by Brock McKenzie. McKenzie matched up with Mallett on the right wing. Has a 3 so far tonight. Smith switches on to him as he'll go right at Smith. Stop high post, swing it out to Franklin with 15 on the shot clock. Now Haupt, the St. Augustine product. Picks up his dribble, brings it back up to Franklin with 9 on the shot clock. Franklin slips into a 3 right in the face of Kendall Munson. He drills it, and the Sea Lions lead 47-28. I spent all of halftime trying to figure out the last time a Division II team defeated a Division I team. I don't want to ensue the broadcaster's jinx just yet, so I will withhold that information until all of us are a little bit more secure in the way this game is going to go. But right now, Point Loma dominating the perimeter. They've done a great job controlling the tempo inside the paint, and we're going to see Carson Basham provided some much-needed size for Pepperdine. Here's Mallet, Alameda, California native. On the right wing, Hartfield looking for his second field goal of the evening. Forced back out, now Smith. And a foul called before the shot on Brock McKenzie. That'll be his first foul. Coach Lorenzo Romar, graduate of the University of Washington and the University of Cincinnati. In his 4th season back with the program after he initially was at Pepperdine as a head coach. From 96 to 99, he left to go to St. Louis University before making his way to the University of Washington. Played at Cerritos College in South LA before playing for the Huskies. Was the 7th round pick to the 1980 NBA draft. Ball down low. A great job by Hop to step into the passing lane, and he corrals a ball that was kicked back to him. Here's a 3 for McKenzie. He's rejected in the corner. And it should stay with the Sea Lions. It does, because Braun Hartfield most definitely got his fingertips on that one. Good closeout by the former Youngstown State Penguin, former USD Torero. Here's Franklin, picked up by Smith. Okoton now gets tied up, and the foul goes against Carl Basham, doing a little too much bashing on the high post. And just like that, both teams with 2 team fouls. That's the second foul for Basham. Out of Phoenix, Arizona, went to Sunny Slope High School his first 3 years. Finished up at Arizona Compass Prep, a very good prep school in northern Arizona, where he was named the best of the rest, which is a list of the top players in Arizona. Here's a little give and go for McKenzie. Stops and pops on the left shoulder. He drops it in. 21-point lead for Point Loma, the largest of the evening. It's 49-28. Crowd wants defense as Houston Mount facilitates. Now Munson goes high post on the right side, looking for some space. A double draws it out, and Hartfield will reset with 15 on the clock. Offensive foul. Luke Haps hit the deck. Second foul for Hartfield. Point Loma has 7 steals and 11 assists, only 2 and 6 in the same categories for Pepperdine. And Keith Fisher is going to check back in real quick. Coach Romar needs some instant offense, and he's leading the game so far with 14 points. Pepperdine has 10 turnovers. Point Loma with only 5. That's been the difference so far, along with the intensity. Franklin stutter step. He got bumped prior to dishing the pass. It's Jadee Smith. Smith has to be careful. He just got a warning from the official. 4 team fouls now for Pepperdine, and Mike Mitchell Jr. will check in. Smith is going to take a seat. That's his 3rd personal 2 away from disqualification. Coach Romar telling Smith, the redshirt senior, it's all good. Former 3-star out of Northern California. Here's a fadeaway, 12-footer splash. Brock McKenzie showing off the touch. 9 points now for McKenzie. Luke Hopped with his second steal. He has a one-on-one with Munson. Hopped against Munson. No foul is called. Rebound by Hugh Baxter. He gets the second chance points. Time out. Pepperdine down 53-28 with 16:24 to go here in the half. We're going to step aside for a timeout of our own. You're watching Point Loma basketball on the Pac West Network. Well, so far here in the second half, Point Loma on an 11-0 run as we welcome you back out of the timeout. Pepperdine Waves trying to corral some momentum. The offensive continuity just has not been there. They have 14 turnovers, and that is a brick. Mitchell Jr. with the rebound. Swings it to Mallett, now on the near side. Fisher the third, he has a game-high 14. He hits the deck, ball is taken away by McKenzie, and he'll slow things up. Fisher slow to get up on the backcourt, and the officials will call a timeout. Boy, that is not a good spill for the star player from Westchester High School in Los Angeles. We already saw the star player for Point Loma, Caden Anderson, go out, and now we see the star player for Keith Fisher shaken up. We'll take an injury timeout, 15:56 to play here in the half, and man, we sure hope that Fisher is okay. We'll bring you some updates should we get them. 53-28 Sea Lions lead. Back for more in a moment here on the Pac West Network. Well, out of the timeout, Keith Fisher still on the sideline. We hope he's okay. He took a nasty spill and had to hobble to the bench. Checking into his place will be Majuk Dang. Pepperdine, though, needs to rally. They have yet to score here in the opening 4 minutes and 5 seconds of action, trailing Point Loma 11-0 since the opening of the second half. And inside Hop gets tied up on the high post, swings it back out to Franklin, matched up by Smith. Franklin fakes right, hustles left, takes a high screen, looking for some space, steps inside the arc. On the high post, Baxter backs down his defender, flips it up and in. Hugh Baxter showing off a little footwork, the 6'8", 220-pound Australian. And Point Loma up by 17, or rather 27, wow. The last time a Division II team beat a Division I team, and as Mitchell unloads a three, it's in and out. Baxter can't secure the rebound, but an over-the-back foul called on Munson. The last time a Division II team defeated a Division I team was in 2018, when Augusta State University defeated the University of South Carolina 77-72. Before that, it was Division II Barry University in Florida defeating the then SEC defending champions Auburn University. The last time a Pac West team did it was when Chaminade University of Honolulu beat the 20th ranked team Texas back in 2013. This would be the first Division II over Division I victory in the last 3 seasons. Only 3 schools this season are hosting Division I schools that are Division II schools. Chaminade hosts the Maui Gym Invitational. They open up against Oregon, and Wayne State University in Detroit hosts Michigan. So Point Loma only one of 3 schools nationally in this position. Here's an off-balance 3 for McKenzie. It rattles out. Dang tracks down the rebound. Here comes Mitchell. Little floater from the left block falls, and Mike Mitchell showing off the touch. He has his first field goal, and the lead is cut to 25. No reason for the Sea Lions to pick up the intensity now. It's about fundamental basketball on the offensive end. Franklin penetrating. Franklin flips it up, and he flips it in. Myles Franklin showing off the dribble drive penetration. Lead back up to 27 here for the Sea Lions. Mallett swings it into the high post. Munson with a head of steam gets tied up, and the foul. Caught Hugh Baxter reaching, and an opportunity here for an and one for Kendall Munson. We'll see a pair of Sea Lions check in now. Trey Anderson and Brian Garacki. I know this is an exhibition, but no matter what happens, whether Pepperdine can stage an incredible comeback or Point Loma holds on, I promise you that the folks in the national polls here in Division II are watching. And even though this does not count on the overall win-loss total, this speaks volumes about where this Point Loma program is currently for men's basketball. Here's Hop straight away, picked up by Mitchell. Right now I'm seeing a man-to-man defense from Pepperdine. They've been utilizing that in a 3-2 zone for much of the game. McKenzie now swings it to Hop, a little touch pass on the near side. He gets it back. Now Garacki drops his defender and floats it in. Dane couldn't stay on his feet. And Garacki back up on the board here in the second half. He has 8. Continuity offensively for Point Loma is off the charts. They are seeing quite a spread from a plethora of Sea Lions, and there's a reach-in foul, another one going here for Hugh Baxter. 16 fouls for Pepperdine. They only have 1 to give until they hit the bonus the rest of the way. Point Loma just picked up their 4th. Look at that back down, using his body to drive in space, and Brian Garacki just undeterred on the high post. Here's Dang, 0 for 2 from 3. Now 0 for 3, leaves that one long. Ball tracked down by McKenzie. And it'll be brought up by Trey Anderson on the left wing. Here's Hop now. Offensive foul down low. Houston Mallett hit the deck. And that's going to go on Brock McKenzie, his second foul here of the evening. Point Loma a season ago went 8-3 in the shortened campaign. But back in 2019, in Coach Logie's first season, 24-6 and 18-4 in the Pac West. They haven't had a losing season since 2016. They went 13-14. That was their second ever season in Division II. They moved up from the NAIA the season prior. This team has become a formidable opponent in Division II and now becoming a formidable opponent for Division I programs. We're going to see Kobe Barnes check in. Taking a seat is Brock McKenzie. And they're going to try and tidy up some of the statistical questions here on the near side. That gives us an opportunity during the break in the action to let you know to stop by the Point Loma Fish Shop just down the road on Cannon and Rosecrans for your fresh seafood cravings and the best fish tacos in town. Receive 10% off your bill with your PLNU ID. Don't forget about their oyster night every Thursday starting at 4. You can sample a variety of oysters, all for only $1.25. How about that? Fresh oysters literally right out of the bay. And right now a lot of communicating being done on the sideline. So I suppose during this break in the action, I have an opportunity to tell you about the rich history of Pepperdine University. Folks, this is a university out in Malibu, California that shouldn't be slept on. Why? Because they've had 32 NBA draft picks in the last 41 years, including Dennis Johnson, the 2010 NBA Hall of Famer, Doug Christie, who played for years with the Kings and the Supersonics. Of course, last season, Kessler Edwards was drafted in the second round, 44th overall pick to Brooklyn. He was the first wave drafted since 2005, and Alex Acker to the Pistons. So now they're trying to figure out the fouls, and I guess we'll step aside for a timeout. Everybody just standing around as we're having a conference here on the near side. 59-33, 12:50 is due to play here in the ball game. Point Loma leads, and we'll be back here in a moment on the Pac West Network. All right, the fouls have been figured out, and we are back to the action inside Golden Gym, known after the Golden Construction Company who built it. But boy, if you come here during the setting sun, the hues reflecting off the Pacific Ocean really emulate what is known as golden hour. So really a double meaning here as we are back to action. Mallet on the near corner to Braun Hartfield. The ball is immediately taken away by Hopton. A one-on-one. Hopt is rejected at the rim. The follow is missed. That was Fisher the third on the block. Mallet with the rebound. A turnover by Mitchell, and Anderson will slow things up. Also checking in for Point Loma was Pierce Davis. A lot of action here out of the timeout. Here's Kobe Barnes, a little penetration, can't hit. Davis with the rebound, swings it back out to Luke Hopt. And a 2-3 zone defense now for Pepperdine, trying to force the ball along the perimeter for the Sea Lions. Though the perimeter has been kind to the Sea Lions, they have rained threes all evening long. 6 of them to be exact, trying for a 7th. That one's long. Hartfield bringing it up, but a sea of Lions force him to give it up to Mitchell. Now in the middle, ball is batted away from Munson. He will drop Hopt, and they're going to call him for a foul. And actually, excuse me, that's Kobe Barnes. He was the one who got stiff-armed like a linebacker trying to tackle a running back, and we will hit a media timeout. 59-33, 16 fouls on both sides. Back at the point for more in a moment. You're watching Point Loma basketball on the Pac West Network.
First personal, 16 foul. We have a timeout on the floor.
All right, out of the media timeout, under 12 minutes to go here in the game. Point Loma leads Pepperdine 59-33, trying to be the first Division II team down to Division I team, albeit an exhibition match since 2018 when Augustana State beat South Carolina. It'll be the first Pac West team to do it if they can close it out. Chaminade beat Texas back in 2013. And as perspiration gets wiped up, this happens a lot here in Golden Gym. One of the drawbacks, if you could even call it a drawback, of being built right above the ocean is that you get this humidity that corrals in on the evening, and sometimes the confines of the gym get a little bit more perspirated, but everything is good to go. And Braun Hartfield facilitates it up top. trying to find Fisher on the high block. He gets trapped, gets the ball back into the middle. He loses it, and the ball taken away by Brian Garacki and the Sea Lions. Another turnover forced. That's their 17th forced turnover here tonight. They've only turned it over 7 times on their own end. Left to wing, long three. Okoton a little short. Fisher rips down that rebound. One away from a double-double for him. 14 and 9 so far tonight. That inbound, or that feed down low, leads to a foul by Ben Okoton. And that will send the 6'10 freshman Carson Basham to the free throw line. One of the top players in the state of Arizona a season ago. There's a few from Arizona Compass Prep. Maxwell Lewis on the team. He's the highest recruit since 2007 for Pepperdine. Haven't seen him yet tonight. And Basham couldn't hit. It's 59-33, but the Sea Lions in possession now. Myles Franklin will check back in here at the next whistle. Up top, McKenzie putting the moves on, hands it off to Anderson. That's Trey Anderson. Trey Anderson has it tipped away by Hartfield. Ron Hartfield now on the near corner. Will swing it back up top to Mitchell. Mitchell steps into a three and drills it. Big three right there for Mike Mitchell Jr., the San Francisco Chronicle Player of the Year out of Archbishop Mitty. 3-star up in Northern California. Ball is hit by Anderson. Needs some help. Loses it. How about Fisher? Couldn't corral it off his foot. He kicks it out of play. And the Sea Lions catch a break. As Franklin and Hopp will check back in here. Anderson and Okoton will take a seat. And actually, I believe they're reversing the call. They are. So possession will go back here to Pepperdine. They're saying it was off of a Loma toe. And the gunner here under the hoop is Mike Mitchell. Team trailing by 23 with 10.5 to go. Up top, Basham draws some contact, no whistle, gets his own miss, and follows with a score. Way to stick with it for Carson Basham. This guy has the opportunity to be really special if he could just clean up some of the footwork. Lucky for him, he has a fantastic coaching staff to help get him there. Here's Hopt. Swinging onto the right wing, near side three. McKenzie leaves it long. Mitchell tracks down the rebound and goes far baseline trying to bring it up. Hartfield going right at Hopt. Good no whistle. He lays it up and in. But a whistle is blown after the made shot. So that was a flop warning for Luke Hopt. They don't list majors on the team bios, but Luke Hopt might be a theater major here at Point Loma. I would say that's a pretty good call here. 19-point lead now for Point Loma. It was once 27. Has been cut so far for Pepperdine, but under 10 minutes to play. Franklin being matched up by Mitchell. Look at that defense by Mike Mitchell. Franklin looking for space on the left shoulder now. Swings it on the near side. Davis looking for a three. It's short. Bodies collide. Bodies hit the deck. Luke Hopt comes away with it. Franklin for three. Splash! Myles Franklin with his 10th point of the evening. A turnover for Pepperdine. Coming in is Hugh Baxter. And the Sea Lions back up by 22 in possession of the basketball. We have had no lead changes. We have had no ties. Point Loma has led every moment of this one. They came out of the gates ready to go, and they have not faltered with their foot firmly on the gas pedal. Franklin putting the moves on Mitchell, trying to get too fancy. Got his pocket picked. Here comes Hartfield. Oh, look at Mitchell going right baseline. Draws contact, no whistle. Able to get his own rebound, but he stepped out of bounds. And the Sea Lions will come with it the other way. Point Loma back at home on the 17th of November against Cal State San Bernardino. Then homecoming against San Diego Christian College. They hit the road for much of the opener of December before they open up Pac West play at home against Art U. They'll play Pacific University of Portland in a non-conference game before having the conference slate for the rest of the season. Hop gets tied up under the hoop, can't hit it, comes off the iron, hits the net, gets the ball, gets tackled, and there's the whistle as Brown Hartfield thought he was playing football out here on the hardwood. That's his third foul. And that is the 7th team foul now. Both teams with no more fouls to give. It'll be free throws the rest of the way, and Luke Hopt will begin that trend as Houston Millette will check back in for Pepperdine. His father, Wesley, aside from, this is Millette we're talking about, aside from being the UC Riverside athletic director, was also a famed football player at James Madison University. Luke Hopt's father, of course, the head coach in St. Augustine, a powerhouse here in San Diego. He hits the first free throw. 15 points per game, 8 rebounds as a senior, 3-time All-Western Leaguer, 2-time All-CIFer. Leaves the second half of it short. And here comes Mitchell Jr. on the counter. Zone defense and a trap here for Point Loma, trying to force quick give-ups for Pepperdine. Here's Basham stepping inside. He throws it through the hands of Fisher, the third out of play. And the Sea Lions will get another one. So far, Point Loma 8 for 24 from beyond the arc, 4 for 15 for Pepperdine. 16 turnovers, though, leading to 17 Point Loma points. That is a big difference in this one. Only 7 turnovers leading to 10 Pepperdine points. Sea Lions also leading in rebounds 29 to 26. And we're going to see a press here from the Waves. Here's Franklin. Picked up by Smith, who just checked back in as he crosses the timeline with 23 seconds on the clock. Baxter up top, hands it off to Hopt. And this is where the Sea Lions have really been able to force their issue offensively along the high post, and they'll swing it back out once the defense collapses. Here's Hopt doing just that, but he'll have to reset with 8 on the shot clock. Hopt splits a double team, and he'll jam it down! Oh, Luke Hopt with some hops out there on the basketball court. 65 to 40. This crowd is getting rowdy. Here's Smith. He loses it off the backboard, but Basham is there, and I believe he walked with it. He did. Time out, Pepperdine. 65 to 40. Let's tee back up that dunk. Hopt splits the double, takes off just outside the arc, and jams it home. We'll step aside for a timeout of our own. 7.5 remaining here in the ball game, and the Sea Lions lead the Waves by 25. You're watching Point Loma basketball on the Pac West Network.
Once again, fans, your Point Loma cheerleaders.
Back here inside Golden Gymnasium, the Sea of Green student section has been rocking all evening long. Jonathan Rifkin on the call. Special thanks to Sierra up in the booth. Jordan Corneo, Director of External Operations, and to all of you, no matter how you're watching or where you're watching, all of us here at Point Loma and the Pac West appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday evening plans. What a way to kick off Halloween, huh? That score is spooky scary if you're a fan of Division I basketball, because currently It's the D2 Point Loma Sea Lions blowing Pepperdine out of their own gym, but we still have 7:20 remaining here in the ballgame. Here comes Brian Garacki, step back tray, airballed. Had a pair of those in the first half, has 10 points overall. Wide open is Millette. He responds with an airball, but McKenzie couldn't corral the board. It goes off of him. I don't think he was expecting that to come off the rim the way it did. And so possession under the hoop now for Pepperdine. Here's Smith back to Mitchell. Up top now, Mallet. Loma still playing a bit of a perimeter zone, trying to force that ball into the middle. I see 3 green jerseys around the perimeter. Smith loses it off his knee, gets it back, flips it up, flips it in from 8 feet. And Jody Smith with his 4th point. Does have 4 fouls as well. He's been limited in minutes because of his foul trouble. Here's Franklin. Swinging it to Garacki. Stops in the middle of the paint. Finds a cutting McKenzie. On the left shoulder. Goes back out to Garacki. And now Franklin. Matched up by Mitchell. Spins. Beats Mitchell to the spot. And lays it in. The Northeastern transfer in his first evening in a Sea Lion uniform has had quite a performance. And the Sea Lions up by 25. Here's a floater by Munson. Can't hit, can't follow. Hop corrals the rebound. Leads the charge to Garacki on the left wing. Now up top, Baxter. And Franklin will reset things here. This Point Loma team has done such a good job moving off the ball. Wide open, left pocket 3 for Garacki. A short hop tracks down the rebound. And he definitely double dribbled with it. He did, yeah. Couldn't believe it. Sometimes in the madness of it all, and he recognized it after. You can forget. He's so quick, and he's been everywhere tonight. 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists for the redshirt freshman. Here's Munson. Up top, Millette now on the left wing to Smith. Point Loma has done a good job stifling Fisher the third, but how about Smith rising and dropping it over the outstretched arms of Hugh Baxter? And now the Sea Lions really slowing the tempo down. Franklin will cross the timeline with 24 on the shot clock. 23-point lead for Point Loma. They've led every moment of this one. High post to Baxter. Matched up by Fisher. The Aussie steps into the paint. Steps back a little too long on the attempt. And the Sea Lions are going to switch into his zone defense, but Mitchell will try a 3 before they can get it back, but it's long, and Hops with a rebound away now from a double-double. He is 13 and 9. 4:40 remaining here. Sea Lions trying to become the first Division II team to down a Division I team since 2018. How about Garacki and the foul? Backing his way down, the Monroe, Oregon native, putting some Pacific Northwest flair on that one. He'll head to the line for the and one. Second foul for Mike Mitchell Jr. Juke Dangle check back in. Munson will take a seat here. Garacki, 12 points. Big three-pointer in the first half. Hits the and one. He has had a fantastic evening. Every Point Loma Sea Lion that's found the floor has had a really fantastic evening. Garacki now 5 for 10 from the field, 1 for 6 from beyond the arc, but hits his lone free throw. Here's Smith, turning on the jet, stops about 6 feet out, floats it up and in. He's done such a good job on the stutter step, creating some space. But right now, the pace at a snail's pace. That is by design for Coach Logie and company. Hop tries to turn the corner. He gets bumped by Smith. And that'll be the 5th foul on Smith, and he will be disqualified from this one. Jadiz Smith, the senior, who has played 4 seasons, 92 games, 7.5 career points, 1.7 assists per game, has really done a great job on the defensive end. He was 6th in the West Coast Conference in steals a season ago. He actually had 3 steals against UCLA, a team that Pepperdine took into triple overtime last season. Here's Luke Hopt hitting the front end of the one-on-one. 14 points now for him. As I mentioned, a rebound away from a double-double. He also has 5 assists. And the southpaw hits both. 4 minutes remaining. Houston Millette brings it up. I should mention that Alaji Gassama, the freshman from Mali, checks in for his first minutes. 6'9", 210. That ball goes above Dang's hands. Another turnover here for Pepperdine, and we have reached the under 4-minute media timeout. 3:50 to go until history is made here in Golden Gym. We'll step aside for a timeout of our own. 72-46, Point Loma leads Pepperdine. Back here for more in a moment. You're watching Point Loma basketball on the Pac West Network. Can you cut the break? Well, they're rocking here at Golden Gymnasium out of the timeout, 72-46. All more reason to if you're a Sea Lion fan, as they continue on towards history. 3 minutes and 35 seconds away from defeating Division I Pepperdine. That was a tough back down from Baxter. Rebound falls to Hopt. Back out, left pocket. He'll try a 3 from the right corner and drill it home. 18 points, 10 rebounds for Luke Hopt. He has a double-double, and Point Loma back up by 29, their largest of the evening. Mitchell brings it down low to Dang. Dang against a contested Baxter will lay it in for 2. And for Majuk Dang, that's his first field goal of the evening. Here's Hopt. Here's Mitchell up top, steps into a 3, and actually, excuse me, that's Mallet. Can't hit. Rebound ripped down by Hartfield. That's his 8th rebound of the evening. Dang tries a 3, he can't hit. Rebound falls to Franklin, and the Sea Lions will slowly bring it up. Hopt, corner, 3, McKenzie in and out. Couldn't get the friendly roll there with 2 minutes to go. Up top, Mitchell. Turnover here for the Sea Lions. And McKenzie will slow things down with $1:30 to play here in action. And actually, a timeout's going to be called. No, it's going to be a substitution timeout. So a 30-second timeout for Point Loma to get some subs in. And you can hear Golden Gymnasium popping off right now. We're going to see Kobe Barnes, the freshman from Buchanan, check in. Pierce Davis will check in as well. He just got the inbound, and Trey Anderson. Left wing Garacki back out. Barnes dribbles inside the paint, kicks it back out. Garacki wanted a three, brought it back down, gets tied up, and goes out of play. Isaac Tyson also checks in, number 24 here for Point Loma. Long three for Mallet off the front iron, ripped down but taken away from Gasama by Kobe Barnes. 60 seconds remaining until history inside Golden Pavilion. Anderson for three, leaves it short. Mallet with the rebound. Mallet bringing the charge up now. He'll stop at the free throw line, go to Dang on the left baseline. He stops his dribble, swings it back out to Jae Yoon, who just checked in. Seoul, South Korean native, turns it over. Here comes Trey Anderson. He's rejected by Mike Mitchell, but a great follow by Isaac Tyson. And the Sea Lions lead by 29. About a 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Dang corrals the rebound off the errant three. He'll hit the second chance opportunity, and this one will likely be run out by the Sea Lions. 23 seconds to go. History to be made here at Point Loma. This would be the first Division II team to defeat a Division I team since 2018. And here we go. Let the crowd take this one home. And that is the ball game, 77-50. Point Loma defeats Division I Pepperdine for the first time in program history. They're the first team in Division II to defeat a Division I team since 2018. They are the first Pac-West team to defeat a Division I team since 2013 when Chaminade beat Texas. Point Loma will open up the season officially against Stan State on the 12th of November at Fresno Pacific University. Pepperdine heads to Texas, where they will face Rice, as we bring you the final stats here on the evening. Point Loma shot 44% from the field, only 39% for the Waves. 31% from the three, 9 made threes for the Sea Lions, only 4 for Pepperdine. They shot 20% from beyond the arc. Sea Lions and Waves tied in the rebound category, 34 apiece, but the Sea Lions forced 21 turnovers to account 22 points, only 12 points off of 9 turnovers for Pepperdine. Scoring leaders, Myles Franklin had